on. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Just Another Nerdy Podcast. I'm Jay.
Tommy MF White.
Nick.
Hey, okay, so it's been a little while. We haven't been posting for a while, but I just wanted to let everybody know. So, if you're wondering about what is Just Another Nerdy Podcast, this is our place to sort of defy the negativity of this toxic world right now and express our joys. So that's what we've been up to. But just so you guys know, we're going to be talking a little bit about the Reggie Fisame retirement, the new Samsung Galaxy updates, like technological updates, the Pokemon Direct that was just streamed this morning, and then there's another thing. Oh, at possibility of Xbox Gamepass ending up on the Switch. So if you guys are curious, you can catch us live every Wednesday at noon. You can catch us live sometime on Monday with a random Twitch streamer here at twitch.tv/JustAnotherNerdyPodcast. If you want to catch all the stuff later on, you can watch us at youtube.com. Just Google Just Another Nerdy Podcast. You'll see this mug holding 2 Surge cans. And then finally, you can see us at... finally, if you want, just say you don't have enough time to... just see our lovely faces. Don Dominator, what's up, buddy? Hey, welcome. Welcome to the Nerdy Podcast. Welcome, nerd.
Welcome.
Welcome.
So, finally, you can download us and put a little nerdy in your pocket. You can find us at iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Castbox, if that's your speed. So yeah, guys. Again,
That's
I'm joined.
my speed.
That's your speed. Is it? Is it, Tommy? Is it? So guys, you can. Again, I'm being joined by Nick and Tommy today. We're gonna have Drake. I advertised Drake to be here. I preempted everything, and then Drake is frozen in his little popsicle hut out in Linville, and he's like, "Yeah, I can't make it." And I'm like, "Okay, bud, be safe." And then I messaged Nick, and Nick was super gracious, which So the other reason why I messaged you almost immediately was because I felt like an idiot in the sense that, hey, Christopher Goodrich, hey, buddy.
Chris.
It's been so long since, he misses us. We miss you too, Chris.
Yes.
So actually I've been hanging out with Chris every other day on my Twitch page.
Well, I haven't seen Chris for a while, so.
I was thinking about, we have a very Nintendo-oriented thing,
Chris.
and I'm like, why the hell did I not invite Nick immediately? I invited Tommy based off of the Nintendo stuff, and then I was
fanboy.
I should have invited Nick immediately. Though I think Drake is a big Pokemon fan, so I'd love to hear his thoughts on the Pokemon stuff. But yeah, okay, why don't we jump into it? Did you watch the Pokemon Direct?
I've got
Nick?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Woo! So Pokemon, so Nintendo did a 7-minute surprise Direct. I thought it was going to be this afternoon, and then out of nowhere, they're like, nope, it's in the morning. And then they just released it this morning while I was sleeping, and I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? And I clicked on it and watched it.
I was so hyped the whole time that all of a sudden it ended, and I was like, there's no way it's been 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Give me more, dicks.
Yeah, what the hell, Nintendo?
Guys, just so you know, we are interactive with chat, so if anybody wants to drop in and ask questions, or just drop in your thoughts on the new Pokemon Direct, please feel free. Alright, so it's Pokemon Sword and Shield, which, first of all, gives me the idea that they're running out of ideas for names and shit.
Well, the rumored name for a while was Pokemon King and Queen, so...
I thought there was something about Sword and Shield out there, but someone was saying all the rumors were wrong during the presentation.
Yeah, people kept showing rumors for King and Queen, for the last 2 weeks. It was rumored online because there was a pseudo, Sword and Shield logo seen online, and someone thought that the Sword logo meant, a king, and the Shield was, a queen.
I see.
And then, just like he does to tease people, Masuda tweeted out a picture of a Weedle from Pokemon Go. And people were making circles all over the picture and trying to microanalyze, and then they're like, based on this picture, it's gonna be Pokemon King and Queen. And then after the Direct, he's probably laughing his ass off, I had all you guys going.
I wish I had that kind of power to put out just a picture for people to be like, what does it mean?
Yeah, that's
I can microanalyze this.
They were circling Weedle's nose and circling all the numbers on the picture, and they're like 1s and 2s. twos, and it's king and queen. And I'm like, y'all are reading too much into a picture. Like, chill out.
You just need to calm down. Bring it up here. You need to bring it down to here, bro.
Like, I'm hyped for Pokemon too, but chill out.
Right? Oh man. What was I thinking? Okay, so they announced that it's going to be Pokemon Sword and Shield, and then they released the 3 starters. Okay, the only one that stuck with me, I'm going to be okay. Why don't we just on 3? We're going to reveal who our pick is,
I can't
or our
remember
immediate
their
pick.
names.
Hold on, I got the names.
All right, yeah, feed me the names.
Let's do the 3 names.
All right, the first starter is the water one. It's a lizard, and its name is Sobble or Sobble. There is a fire rabbit, Score Bunny.
Okay, Score Bunny.
And then there is Garuki, which is an adorable monkey thing.
Like it's a plant, so he's plant.
It's a grass.
So water,
type.
fire, plant.
Yep.
Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Garuki.
Score Bunny.
Score Bunny for sure.
Why am I so lonely?
Although Garuki's gonna be a lot easier to train because it's a grass type.
True.
They take less time to level up.
Here's my thought, okay? So I always go off based on the look, and this could change. Chat, what are you guys gonna pick? Let us know. Let us know in the comments. Do a little Googling, look at the pictures.
I'm kind of bummed about the look of the water one. It just doesn't look that good.
I know.
Like,
I'm a water type.
The other two look cool. I'm like, the water one looks dumb.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll evolve into something really cool. We don't know.
I was
Probably it's gonna evolve into the coolest looking
Probably.
one.
Well, that's the thing. Like the evolution is gonna be what pegs it for me in the end. Like what the final evolution is. Because I picked Pokemon Blue. Blastoise is my man.
That was my problem with Incineroar. Like that whole evolution line. Like Incineroar looks lame, and so does the pre-evolution.
Well, I liked the two evolution, like the 2 lower.
Yeah,
forms.
they look cool.
And then it turns into Incineroar, and you're like, what?
Yeah,
like that took a really random left field turn. So I don't know. I dig it. I'm just not. I don't know. So But Garuki, like, something with him stuck with me. Like, Score Bunny, I was like, I don't know. The first impression of Score Bunny, I wasn't excited. When he came out, I didn't even realize he was a rabbit at first. I was like, what the fuck is that? Yeah.
It's a fire type, and I'm partial to fire types.
Garuki came out, and I'm like, oh, I want him. So, Garuki, like, I pick him because of my heart. I pick him from my heart. Not just from advantage or type loyalty, because if I was type loyalty, I'd be sticking with Sobel, but fuck Sobel, he looks stupid.
Yes, he does.
Garuki's my man.
Ready for that badass looking final evolution.
The only thing that will stop me from being interested in Garuki is if they put boxing gloves in him in the end.
I swear, if Score Bunny turns into a firefighting, I'm gonna riot.
If he turns into a firefighting rabbit, that might actually be cool.
It would make sense, but I would. I'm tired of starters whose dual types are fire and fighting. That's why I really love Delphox, because it was a fire psychic, and we've never had that before.
That is cool. That is cool. So yeah, what were you guys' first, like, let's just say Pokemon Blue, or Red, or Yellow? What was your... Oh, Christopher Goodrich is going with Score Bunny. I'm so lonely!
Yay.
I'm so lonely!
Wow.
Oddly enough, when Red and Blue came out, I didn't have the money at the time to get a Game Boy. All my friends had it, and I would watch them play, and I was like, I want this Pokemon game, whatever this is. But at the time, I wasn't super into video games. And then when Gold and Silver were coming out for Christmas, my mom wanted to buy my love and was successful. She bought me the special edition Pikachu and Pichu Game Boy Color.
Nice.
She bought me this Game Boy with Pikachu and Pichu on it. It was all gold, special edition. And then I got gold version. And then Red's been my favorite because it was the first video game I bought with my own money. Like, I went to the store and I bought Red version.
Okay, we got an origin story here, but you didn't tell me. What's your pick, man?
Red.
Red, fire? Charmander?
Yeah.
I'm not saying red versus blue. I'm saying, like, what was your...
Both, yes.
Charmander was my first starter.
Okay, Charmander.
Me too.
Charmander.
Yep.
I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely.
Okay, Venusaur is my favorite original starter because I just love Venusaur, and it's good in competitive battling. But I'm partial to Charmander because it was the first one I picked.
Again, the first time I saw Venusaur, I was like, "What the fuck is that thing?" Like, because it's the only one that
It's
doesn't.
a Blastos killer, is what it is.
It doesn't like.
Blastoise.
Yeah, it is, but it doesn't
Yeah, it
like
is.
resemble anything. Like that's what drove me nuts.
It's
I
an
guess
angry
it's
plant.
Yeah, it was the most abstract of them. Like Charizard, you're like, that's a dragon. That bitch is a dragon.
Except that he's not,
Kinda
because
like a-
Game Freak.
Kind of a toad, I guess.
Yeah, he's sort of a frog. And that's the thing. Like, it was too abstract for me.
A
Blastoise
toad.
is like a
I've never
turtle.
thought about what it is. Like,
Blastoise is straight up. He's a fucking turtle. He's
Yeah,
a big
he is.
badass turtle with cannons on his back.
If only
He's
he had
entertaining.
ninja skills.
Jay needs a hug because he's so I'm so lonely.
Yes.
Other than that, the only thing that I took away from the trailer was like, oh sweet, they have like designed Pokemon shoes that I kind of want now. Like because I saw him walking, I was like, is that a Pokeball at the bottom of his shoe? And I was like, that kind of looks ridiculous. And then you see from the back of the shoe, so from the back of the shoe all the way around, like on the bottom and up and around, the design is actually really interesting. Jay will always have his lost cookies. Oh yeah, no, middle of my stream like this week, I was getting stressed out because I couldn't get my stream to get, so I grabbed a bag of cookies because I was like, fuck everything. And so I was opening up my bag of cookies, and I ate like all the cookies I could find, but I couldn't see one cookie. Like all the lights in my room are dark when I'm streaming. And it was sitting in the middle of my mouse pad, and my wife's messaging me like she does in the middle of my stream, and I'm like, leave me alone. And then I'm like, why won't she? And then I found a cookie. And I was like, oh, cookie. And everybody lost their goddamn minds. I thought that was hilarious. I will always have my cookies. I don't need hugs. I have cookies.
Yep.
That's the new.
I thought the
new saying.
The region name was a little ridiculous. Galar.
Galar, yeah.
Like, I mean, they've all been kind of ridiculous. Kalos, Unova, like that's the Pokemon thing. But Galar, and usually the region name has something to do with the game, but I guess maybe I'm not reading too much into it. I don't see what it has to do.
You
with
haven't
anything
found
so
all the
far.
ones and zeros and broke down the Weedle picture well enough
Nope.
to see the link between Galar and
Nope.
Score Bunny, everyone's favorite pick. Fuck you guys. No, I don't know. That's the only takeaway was I thought that the shoe design was really cool. And that was my first tweet was like, is it weird that that's what I took from this? Like,
I'm hoping
shoes?
people get hype enough for this game that they also go out and buy Let's Go and play that, because those games are great.
Yeah.
I liked it. I didn't like the co-op, but the
I
game itself was
I thoroughly
pretty
enjoyed
fun
it.
throwback.
I was like, so random story, I was 10 Pokemon away from completing the Pokédex, and I was trying to transfer my old Nintendo Switch account to the one that I have now, because I have 2 different accounts now because I messed up. And in the process of trying to transfer it over, I deleted every single bit of save data from my
yeah,
Switch.
you talked about that.
I deleted 6 months of save data,
Wow.
including my Pokemon Let's Go save.
Perfect excuse
Wow.
for rage quitting.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
I might cry a
I've
little
been
bit.
there.
I didn't touch my Switch for like 3 months after that. I was so mad.
I wouldn't
I just
have.
kept looking at it and getting irrationally angry.
So I've been on the fence on whether or not I want to start. I don't know. I really want to get into Pokemon, but I just like I don't know. My Switch is full of titles that I think play really well on their own, but they don't stream well. Like I tried some Crash Bandicoot the other day. Dom hung out with me. No one else.
Which is why, like, Let's Go is perfect, because it's like Pokemon, but it's really easy. It's straightforward. All the mechanics are super, super simple. They simplified it just to try and bring the people over from Pokemon Go. So literally, it's so like hyper streamlined that you can know nothing about Pokemon.
That's how I got Sarah into Pokemon. I mean, she's like a big, what's it called, Pokemon Go fan.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, we'll play this together. It'll be like a Secret of Mana or something like that. But then we started up and like, I'm second player because she's guiding me through. I'm like, I can't click on anything. Like, I can't talk to anybody. I can't do anything.
The multiplayer also makes battles way too easy.
Oh, yeah. You get 2 hits.
The game's already easy enough, and you throw another person in there, you're like falling asleep.
Yep.
You're like, this is easy.
Yep.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
In other news this week, Maybe the past couple weeks. I don't know. It's been forever.
It's been a while.
A little while.
So I guess we could touch lightly on have you guys seen like this have you heard about the new stuff that like the Samsung Galaxy or the new Samsungs
the
can
folding
do?
phone.
Just what you told me.
So like they have like it's a screen, like it's a smartphone screen, and it folds.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, and like that, we're back to flip phones.
Yep.
Literally, like,
but it opens, it just
when you watch the trailer, it's just a Samsung touchscreen phone, and then it folds out into like a tablet. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. It's really interesting that you can fold the
It's gonna
screens
be like
now.
$1,200.
Yeah, probably. A new technology.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I was watching is, and this one blew my mind more, and the more that we talk about it, the more like you find out that there's really no purpose for it, other than that it's cool that they can do it. You can, so you know how like I can wirelessly charge my phone here. Mm-hmm. Now they've got it to where you can put two phones together and steal the charge from one phone to the other.
So Sarah's like playing Pokemon Go, and she's got a little more. She's gonna be like, "Hand me your phone, real quick."
Yeah, right. Right. That's exactly. So it's that way to save extra battery. However, I was talking to some people at work, and they're like, never. Fuck, man. We've got that host going from. I don't understand the hosting system from. I hate it. I might just eliminate hosting unless it be something that I specifically say that it could do. There we go. Okay, we're back. So I was thinking about I was talking to people about work about it, and they were like, no. And I was like, what? And they're like, that's a terrible idea. I'm like, why? And they're like, who wants to share the charge of their phone? And I'm like, yeah. And then one of my coworkers was like surmising that like she would be at home on Thanksgiving and her sister would like be stealing the juice from her phone. Like, don't touch my juice! Don't steal my juice!
There's a charger plugged into the wall.
But it's like it's one of the most interesting things. Like
technology wise, it's amazing that you can do that.
Yeah, it's something I didn't expect. The first time I saw it, I was like, holy what? Huh? But then, like, everyone seems to point out, like practicality wise, that doesn't flow. Unless you're carrying, like, a couple of phones around or something. I don't know. I really don't know.
What are you, a drug dealer? You got, like, 6 phones?
You need some juice.
Yeah, you need some juice.
Hey, fella, I got plenty of juice on me.
I got an S10. I
got all the S10s. So, I don't know. I mean... I don't know. That was kind of cool. Reggie Fisame retired or announced his retirement. I don't know if he's...
He hasn't been around
officially
that long
retiring.
with Nintendo, right? Like 15 years.
15 years he's been with Nintendo.
I mean, when you think about it, like just retiring after 15 years.
What?
That'd be nice.
I mean, what, so I wonder, like...
He was there for all their ups, and then he was there for the Wii U, which was their downs.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, okay. So was he there? Was he there for the start of the Wii?
He came in at GameCube.
Yeah.
He came in at GameCube.
Yeah, he came in at GameCube.
So he's basically.
He's responsible for telling Nintendo to market towards people other than young people.
Yeah.
So he's basically responsible for the success of the Wii
and the Switch.
And
actually, like.
I want to know who's responsible for the Wii U. I swear to God, if it's Doug Bowser, we need to like.
No. Doug Bowser is a recent acquisition of Nintendo, like the last couple years.
Yep.
Okay.
I think he got it because his name's Bowser.
That's his only qualification. Your last name's Bowser? You can start tomorrow.
The funniest meme I've seen so far was a picture of like Doug from Nickelodeon's face on Bowser's body.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
And I had no idea the context at that point, and then I started reading more, and I just started laughing more and more.
That's awesome.
Because I just see it, like, all I saw was a picture of Doug Bowser, and I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, no, I mean... It's kind of sad. I hope that it maybe opens up some horizons. Like, I don't know if Reggie's been blocking certain things, but maybe there'll be some more openness to, like... Because there's a lot of shit in Japan that's happening that doesn't come to the U.S. Mm-hmm. And I don't know where that filter is, but they need to, like...
It's kind of always been like that.
Open it a little bit up, you know?
Yeah.
For instance, why can't we have Twilight Princess on our tablets? I'm just saying.
Why can't I get my Skyward Sword HD on
Yeah.
Switch?
Yeah.
Or where's my Metroid Prime trilogy on Switch?
Well, that's in general. Like in Japan, they don't have that either.
Well, no,
that's
I'm
not,
just saying.
That's not Nintendo of America's fault. That's just Nintendo's fault. Which
Yeah.
pull your heads out of your asses, Nintendo.
Give us what we want,
Yeah.
and we'll give you our money.
They got a knack for not giving us what we want.
I don't understand that. Like, why not open it? Speaking of, okay, this is a great transition now. Actually, we can discuss what the fuck is going on with Xbox. Have you heard anything about this?
The rumors.
Shit's going like.
I'll go nuts if I get Game Pass on the
there is
Switch.
a crazy rumor fanboy just making up his dreams in the corner and everyone just believes him, or if Xbox is actually considering this. It sounds more and more
Is this
true.
how I could finally get Fallout on my Switch?
Yeah,
If they put Game Pass on there?
So the rumor started, they were talking to some guy at Xbox, and he said that they were thinking about putting an app from the Xbox app onto the Switch.
Yeah,
and
like
people immediately
that's
started,
been confirmed now, I think.
Yeah,
but
well, and that was a confirmation, but people were immediately fantasizing about what the apps were.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing that everyone jumped to was there's an app that they're working on that gives you the ability to stream to like your mobile device.
Mm-hmm.
So that would give them the ability to be able to stream Game Pass to the Switch. Because when I heard Game Pass to the Switch, I was like, absolutely fucking not. Like, most of those games you can't even use on the Switch. Like, they don't have the graphical ability to.
the Switch can handle it. Nintendo themselves, there was 2 games that released in Japan only, and one was Resident Evil 7, and then there was another one that were on the Switch, but they were stream-only games.
Well, yeah, and so the Switch can handle streaming
Yeah.
games, which it sort of changes. So you can play anywhere on your house. You could play Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
But you won't be able to play on the road, which is kind of that.
It's kind of the whole point of the Switch.
Yeah,
is portability. Like,
and so that's the only thing that concerns me. Like, I hope you'd be able to play. Like, I'm kind of hoping that they do a mix. Like, anything that can run on the Switch, you'd be able to download.
Yeah.
So, like, guys, Mass Effect on the Switch. That would be sweet. But if you can't download it, you have to stream it. I don't know. I really don't know.
It's interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Like,
it sounds like one of those things that sounds really exciting, but it also may have, I don't know, it may come back and bite you a little bit. Like, you know, it may not be that exciting thing. Like, we may not be able to play Mass Effect in the park. But you can still play Mass Effect on your Switch.
Well, that'd be nice because I mean, all I have is a PlayStation 4 and a Switch for current gen. So
Yeah, well, so now the rumors exploded a little bit more. More interviews have revealed this idea that it is possible they're trying to move all of their exclusives over to the Switch as well. So the Halo series, they're trying to get the Halo series on the Switch.
I've always been curious about
Fable.
that.
I would play
cut.
Fable on the go if it was possible.
So, so I don't know what to think because like these rumors are just starting to explode and like swirl around and like it's
Turns
like,
out it's going to be nothing but an app where you can like see that your friends are on Xbox or something. like, like, oh, my friend's on Xbox. I could have got on my
that's
Xbox
great.
and saw
That's
that.
What if they make it to where you can oh no, you physically can't do that. I was like, what if they make it to where you can plug your headset into your controller? Like that would be nice.
Can they finally give me a chat function on the Switch?
Yeah,
so I don't have
chat
to use the
function
app.
that's not someone's got to know that the chat function is not pleasing anyone.
Is anyone at Nintendo working on this? Like, come on.
Absolutely no one is pleased by this. Someone needs to be going, okay, we need to figure
Yeah,
out a
because
way to get
Nintendo's
this
like, oh, you have to download the app and you can chat through the app. I was like, what?
on your phone. On your stupid phone.
Just let me chat from my Switch. It's not that hard. You can do it on the PS3.
Well, I think it's a patent issue.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem, and I think that's where we're running into. But like, so Game Pass on the Switch though is like turning into this weird. My thought was maybe an ulterior motive is it possible they're trying to put Mixer on the Switch? Because I think that is an Xbox app. That is an exclusive Xbox app.
That'd be pretty cool.
Wouldn't that be insane if you could stream
right
from your
Switch?
Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to stream from my Switch.
I'd like to start that rumor myself.
Yeah, right now, Xbox.
Right here,
Where
right
you
now.
at?
Xbox, bring it on. But there are apps and stuff that there could be. It's such a vague statement. But then this idea that like there's a little bit of validity behind them trying to bring their exclusives,
Yeah.
and then it makes me think, what is Xbox trying to do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are they? what is their end goal now? Like, where are they? Do they? Because they said they're trying to develop a new system, but are they? I mean, are they going to?
I heard a rumor they were developing 2 new consoles for next year.
Well, I've heard stuff about like they want to do a system that doesn't have like a disk drive.
Yeah, I heard that they're
Really?
I heard the rumor of it's pretty much an Xbox One, but it's cheaper and it's digital only.
Yeah, which is a genius idea. Opening up. I don't mind if it's the only option. That's when it frustrates me. But if it's just the option, like if it's just opening up more options for people, if you're thinking about like investing into an Xbox and you really the only thing you want to do is spend money on Game Pass, that's fine. That's a great idea. The only thing about that is like eventually that thing is going to be worthless.
Yeah.
There's going to come a day where Xbox One is no longer going to be supported. They're not going to even let you download games. All of those digital games, Game Pass won't exist on that system. Unless they promise to keep that going forever, you're going to be investing $200 into something that's just going to be a relic. Unless you keep the games downloaded, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was thinking about that the other day because I was like, they were talking about possibly bringing Super Nintendo games to the Switch.
Yeah.
For the subscription service, which no announcement on that yet. We got a 7-minute fucking Pokemon Direct, but nobody wants to give us Super Nintendo games.
No announcement of Link to the Past on my Switch.
Yeah, no. I thought you were talking about Link's Awakening for a second. I was like, well, no, we got that coming.
I was trying to play that because I have it, but I haven't played through it yet. And then they announced that they were making a remake, so I'm like, oh, just bust that out and play it. And then I started it up, played for I don't know how long, and then went back to it. Battery's dead.
I love Link's Awakening.
Aww.
It's such an underrated
It's
game.
fun.
I've never played it, so I'm pumped for it to come to the Switch.
It's really good.
Yep.
Price point, I think it's probably going to end up being beyond what I want to pay for it, but I still...
Yeah.
They won't give it to me, but I'm hoping because of Link's Awakening, they might do the same thing with the Oracle games, which were the only... Well, besides the CDI games, but those don't count. It was back when Nintendo was more trustful of other companies making games, and so they hired Capcom to make a Zelda game. And Capcom made Oracle of Ages
I didn't
and
know
Oracle of
Capcom
Seasons.
made that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
they were made
That's
by
awesome.
Capcom.
Wow.
I mean, back when Nintendo was more free with the Zelda IP, now they're like, don't touch my shit.
Yeah, don't touch my shit. This is my shit. Don't touch it. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to some stuff. But what I was thinking about was though, if it did come, I almost immediately sold my SNES Classic, and then I like flashed to the future, and I'm like, okay, one of these days, like the subscription service is not going to exist. I'm not going to be able to have those games on my Switch. I may not even have a Switch, but I will still want that SNES Classic for my kids.
Yeah.
So what I did was I put it in a box and I shoved it in my closet. And it's going to stay there until like I have children that are old enough to understand what A, B, X, Y are.
Up, down, down.
Yeah. And so
Left, right, left, right.
it's an interesting discussion and thought to have is like someday we're not going to be able to like these digital games we own. Like I think I heard are they cutting support on the PS3?
I haven't heard about that. Like you can still use the PlayStation Store and everything. They're cutting support for the Vita.
So I'm concerned about being able to download my games. You know, are you still going to be able to download your games at a certain point if you own it digitally?
I'm not sure.
Because I'd love to buy a PS3 actually and just download my games onto it.
Yeah, I'd love to get mine fixed. Like
I have the Mass Effect trilogy
I've got a
that
ton
I
of
can just
great
download.
games. I've got my whole PS1 RPG library, all the Final Fantasies. Like,
Yeah. Also, next month, and they've already opened up pre-orders. Final Fantasy VII is coming to the Switch.
Nice.
Final Fantasy 9 is also on the Switch, and it is just as good as 7.
I've never played 9,
I'm just saying, it's really good.
but I was gonna play 7 when it comes out.
It's got a weird price point. It's $20.99.
$20.99.
It's so weird. That is the weirdest price point.
That's awful.
Plus the tax now, because they started taxing digital purchases.
Man.
I saw that. I noticed it, and I just sort of let it go. But I wondered for a
You
minute.
guys
I was
seen
like,
that
what is
eBay
this
started
about?
taxing Iowa? Like, there's an Iowa tax now.
Is it really?
In eBay, yeah. You shop on eBay. I was going to get this ridiculously expensive game, and it's like $9 taxes. I'm like, what?
No. So I buy these games here. No,
thank you.
taxes.
It's
No.
it's
No
no longer
taxes.
cheaper to me. No, thank you.
Oh yeah. Something else we could talk about a little bit is like Marvel Netflix is dead.
Yeah.
It's officially dead.
I'm freaking sad.
Well, I mean, it was dead
'Cause-
when Daredevil got canceled. So.
Punisher
Yeah.
season 2 was actually really good.
I heard.
saw Punisher
I haven't
coming.
seen that yet.
I thought they had another season of Jessica Jones coming
They
out.
do.
They still have it?
I think they still
coming out?
do, but
Like,
it's dead after that.
even
I
the
think.
cast of the Punisher saw it coming. Like, Jay Barenthal was like, hey, I've loved being on the show, but I mean, if it happens, it happens, and it's probably going to happen. And then it happened, and he was like, I told you.
They handled it
Yeah.
so weird.
Well, then there's rumor now that since Hulu's owned by Disney, Hulu might pick them up, or they might go to Disney's streaming service and keep going.
But are they going to be the
Disney's
same?
streaming service.
Probably not.
Damn
Oh yeah,
it.
Disney's getting their
Oh,
own
man.
Netflix.
I'm not going to
I
lie.
hate
Even though they own Hulu, wouldn't it make sense just to
Just
put
do
their
Hulu,
stuff on
man.
Hulu?
Well, they own 60%, so they're the majority owners now because they
Yeah.
bought Fox.
Yeah.
However, I'm not going to lie, it's tempting to spend money on the Disney streaming service just because like you know what's on there.
If I can watch my 90s Disney movies over and over, like, yeah.
I just
Listen.
got those on Blu-ray. So.
Listen, here's all they got to do. Okay, so regular 90s Disney movies, right? Whatever the new releases are, Marvel, Star Wars, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last thing they got to do. All the Disney Channel original movies.
You're like Brink.
If they,
Give
if they
me
put Brink on there, I'm in.
Give me Halloween Town and Luck
Halloween
of
Town.
the Irish.
Right? That's what I'm talking about. Like
Give
that
me
shit.
Xenon and the other two.
Xenon! Xenon! 1 through 3! I even watched the third one. No matter how shitty it is, I will still watch the third one.
It's kind of like the fourth Halloween Town movie. We just wish it didn't exist.
Oh, yeah. The one that's got a whole new Marnie.
It's got like a whole new cast.
Yeah.
They recast everybody but Debbie Reynolds. Like,
I think Debbie Reynolds, I think the brother didn't get recasted. The guy who plays the brother, because he's probably cheap as shit. You know?
mean, I looked him up on IMDb and he's literally only done Halloween Town, so.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Yeah.
cheap as shit.
That's all they got him.
$20? Yeah, sure. We're doing Halloween Town 5. Let's go.
Halloween Town 5! $20.
Just gotta ask my boss for the day off.
Yeah. $20 and a come and go hot dog.
Tell my mom I'm not going to be home for a week.
Mom, I'm gone for 2 days. We're making Halloween Town 5.
Brad Pitt too did the Deadpool cameo, the Deadpool 2 cameo for like a cup of coffee, I guess.
Oh, I was hearing about that. I
Yeah.
didn't see that yet.
He did that for a cup of coffee. It was like, wow, buddy, wow. In the meantime, I finally beat Red Dead 2. Like, I'm done.
Is it good?
It's so good. It's so good. That game has so many ups and downs. Here's the problem though. It's ruined gaming for me.
Oh, really?
Because it's so crazy good.
Kind of like how Breaking Bad ruined TV shows for me.
Yeah, right? It's so fucking good. It's like at every corner, every bit has something new that will surprise you. I was out riding my horse at one point, exploring a new area, and I go riding up to this building, and I'm like, I wonder what's in this building, and it fucking blew up. It threw me off my horse.
Nice.
And I had to it's stuff like that. Like, that's why I love Don't Starve so much, is because it does the same thing where it'll constantly troll you and change your expectations.
Oh, yeah.
And then they go and they make a whole new game, Don't Starve Together, and it does the exact same, like, you think you know the rules, and then they change all the rules in there. And so that's what Red Dead is like. What is up this? Justin 14J. What the Oh. I accidentally opened up my emotes. I was like, what in the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I don't have Red Dead 2 and I don't have Spider-Man because Sarah will talk about how difficult it is to shop for me because I just, I'm a collector. I buy all the stuff that I want. So I specifically didn't buy those things so there'd be options for presents, but she got me something else. So
Like, my favorite moment with Red Dead so far was when I was just riding my horse around in the mountains, and I ran into a random rock, and it launched me off my horse, and I rolled down the mountain and died.
Right?
And I was like, oh, okay.
There was a point where Jay went everywhere when he blew up, and I mean everywhere. There's shit in that game that just does, like, I'm not kidding, like, there's one point where I was trying to ride a horse, and I was checking my text messages, and my horse went up the wall and, like, did a flip and landed on me. It's just dumb, but it's fun. Like, and it's the game, and then the story goes, and it blows your expectations. Like, the story broke my fucking heart. Like, it's so good. It's so good. It's the whole game head to toe. And the only game that I've heard that people compare, like, they were able to move on from Red Dead 2 was to play Spider-Man. They said Spider-Man was the next one that they were able to play, but I don't have a goddamn PS4.
Spider-Man is amazing, and I'm sad it didn't win, like, any video game awards this year.
Right?
I thought it was damn good.
yeah,
I'm
looks
surprised.
So good.
I saw God of War getting snubbed and then Spider-Man lasting, but that is not how it went at all. Which is okay. It happens.
Yeah,
I also thought that Red Dead was going to be Game of the Year, because while I do love God of War and I watched a friend play it, I prefer Red Dead, but then God of War won Game of the Year, so...
Yeah, Red Dead just has... And I don't know about God of War. I can't speak to God of War, but Red Dead has so much soul in it. There's just... Every ounce of that game has soul and, like, a little bit, like...
There's also, like...
I was like, there's even little things, like I walked away, like I was paying my bounty at the post office, and I walked away, and I was like, oh shit, I wanted to buy a train ticket, and I come back, and I'm working on buying the train ticket, and the guy at the counter goes, you came back real soon, must be my perfect personality. And I was like, what? Like, where did that popped in there? It's so great.
it's brilliant.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Nintendo. It was like, it said breaking, and then I thought I read Nintendo, and I was like, what the fuck?
Nintendo broke. Yeah, they broke Nintendo.
Nintendo broke. They released Pokemon, and it blew them up.
Broke Nintendo.
Exploded and died. No more Nintendo. Put your Switch away.
Yeah.
Whatever you got downloaded, play that. Like, the Nintendo Direct recently, like, I thought there was going to be a lot more to it. They had good surprises. Super Mario Maker 2 is one of those obvious ones. Link's Awakening.
Link's
Link's
Awakening.
Awakening
I'm hype.
was a nice surprise. However, I was hoping for Super Nintendo on the Switch, and then I was hoping for like they were talking about, like, the Spyro trilogy. There was, like, rumors, but they probably won't address those for a little while. I don't know.
Since it leaked a little bit, probably got to wait till people forget about Super Nintendo again.
Yeah.
I'm just also excited that they're using a souped up version of the A Link Between Worlds art for Link's Awakening, because I love that top down stuff. People online are really angry about it. They wanted Nintendo to change Link's Awakening and make it a 3D Zelda title, and I was like, no, like, leave
That's
it.
fine.
Like, I like its art style. I think it's fun.
I think if they're
Go
going
play
to
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
I was
like,
gonna say, I think if they're gonna spend all their time and energy into making a 3D adventure, like a forward thing, they could just do Breath of the Wild 2 or something.
Breath of the Wild 2.9 HD remix 358/2.
Well, so that's the conversation right now. Is we're talking about.
Hey man, I got an Xbox too.
Goodbye, Tommy Life. No more Switch. Yeah, he's got an Xbox. You got Game Pass?
I do have Game Pass.
I was gonna pay for Game Pass and
so
start
worth
playing Crackdown. I think I'm gonna say fuck it. And just
I got
play
Game
Crackdown.
Pass because I wanted to play the Metro series because I've never played that.
Oh, they have that on there?
Yeah, the original 2 are on Game Pass.
I've never played the original 2.
Neither have I. So
That'd be good. I've heard it's very Fallout-esque. Is that
Yeah.
true?
Yeah, it's like survival horror-ish. I haven't played them yet, but I got Game Pass for those 2 and then ESO Online, but then after I got Game Pass, I ended up buying that game, so.
Okay.
But Fallout 3 is on Game Pass. Like,
They have Crackdown 3.
Crackdown's on Game Pass.
Here's the thing, okay? I understand that it came out with very mediocre reviews. However, the only reason why I bought an Xbox One was because I needed a new system for the TV show that I was going to be on. that's already been canceled. It got canceled before fucking Crackdown came out. That's how this is so frustrating. So it got canceled. I bought Xbox One so I could review Crackdown 3. And then the show got canceled first. So I'm like, I need to kind of play it.
More importantly, I spent $40 on the Master Chief Collection because I'd never played Halo, and a buddy wanted to watch me play Halo. Spent $40 on it, and the next week they're like, coming to Xbox Gamepass, the Master Chief Collection. And
That's
I was
what
like,
kept happening.
what?
I would buy things. I bought Crackdown 1 when they released it for backwards compatibility on Xbox One, or like right away. It was like $15. I bought it, and then like a month before Crackdown 3 came out, they're like, we're handing out free copies of Crackdown. I'm like, you sons of bitches!
Yeah.
What are you doing to me? It's frustrating.
That's how it goes.
Oh well. But yeah, I mean, I've been futzing around a little bit, and I think the next game I'm going to play is Crackdown. I think that's it.
Do it.
Mine's going to be Link's Awakening.
I need to be, when does that come out? They didn't even announce
Summer?
a release date.
Summer 2019.
Fucking best be summer.
To be determined.
I was waiting for I figured it was Christmas. Anything like, so at the point
It
that
best
we
be
are,
summer so they can
Yep.
take it away.
yeah,
Yeah.
at the point that we are right now, anything at Christmas is not even, like, the new Pokemon is not even on my radar until it gets a little close. Like, once it hits summer, then I'll think about what's coming in Christmas season. But right now, like, I've just got a lot of other shit on my radar before then. So summer I can accept. Christmas, it's like, you might as well not even have announced it yet. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they had a weird 7-minute direct this morning for Pokemon. I don't understand what that was about.
Normally when they've done Pokemon Directs before, but normally I've never seen a whole Direct dedicated to Pokemon. They've just had a section in a Direct.
Yeah, 7 minutes. You think they would have been able to push... Because it's weird. Like, they could have either pushed the Direct back that they already had to today.
Yeah.
Or they could have... If they had the information, they could have announced it at the Direct that they already had.
They didn't...
And people would have lost their fucking minds.
Yes. They didn't talk about it at all, too, but I'm hoping the new Pokemon game is more story-driven. Because I know they cater the games towards younger people now, and they made them super easy. Mm-hmm. I want a more story-driven game. Because on the GameCube, we got 2 Pokemon games. One was Colosseum, and one was XD Gale of Darkness. And they weren't like any of the other games. It wasn't like catch the It wasn't like get a starter, go to the gyms. It was an actual story-driven Pokemon game, and they were great.
Wait, Colosseum was a story-driven game?
It's like they did that Rogue one, right?
Yeah,
They were Rogue
Pokemon Colosseum
trainers.
was a story-driven game. It wasn't as good. Gale of Darkness was fantastic.
I've only heard a little bit about Gale of Darkness. I put it like way outside of my radar.
It's also like a $40+ game.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like,
at Gamers, that was an incredibly expensive game. I was like, nope, no thank you.
It's
No.
great. I actually need to find another copy, and I need to find a GameCube.
I've never seen it before, so I hadn't even heard of it until I worked at Gamers.
So
Like, it
good.
was nowhere on my radar. But I hope there's a good story to it. I'm hoping it's going to be like a nice fleshed out world where because one of the things that I loved about Pokemon, like Pokemon Blue and then in the extension Pokemon Gold, and I never played Pokemon after that, so I don't know how it went, but like there was a lot of side stuff going on that was really cool.
I hope there's a lot of end game content, because like when I first played Gold as a kid, you beat Gold, and I'm like, crap, what do I got to do now? And then they're like, oh yeah, there's 8 more badges. There's a whole nother like half of a game left. Like Pokemon Gold was so long. Like,
Isn't that a mind blower? Red Dead 2 did that where it was like, you beat the game, let's unlock another half of the map. And I was like, what the what?
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole 50% of the game's still out there, you know? I mean, I don't think the map was nearly as populated, but it's still, to have more game after you beat a game is...
I'm just surprised
what a treat.
I'm surprised how big Red Dead is. Like, I played Red Dead 1, and I thought that world was pretty big. This one's huge. Like, I've only played 4 hours, but I'm doing quests and stuff, and you're riding on your horse, and I'm like, are we fucking there yet? Like, where is this?
It's dense, too. Yeah. Like, and there's like random encounters and stuff. You'll be riding. There's been times where I'd be riding, and my horse would be like boom, kick me off, and a fucking cougar would be standing there, and I'm like, oh shit.
I hate, like, you get a bounty on your head, and then you're like 8 towns over or something, way across the map, and then someone randomly sees you, and he's like, "There's a bounty on your head," and starts shooting at me. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Oh yeah, no, that's fun. I like killing people. And then you shoot at me. That's my rule in the games. You shoot at me first, I shoot you back.
Yep.
There's been only a few times where I've just tried to defuse the situation and just tied the person up and left him there to die.
There's only a few times where I needlessly shoot people. One time I was playing Fallout 3 and I set my PS3 controller down on my leg to take a drink, and I ended up hitting the R button and I shot the mayor of Megaton in the face. And then the whole town immediately was like, "Hey!" and started attacking me, so I killed everyone. I was like, "What have I done?" So I killed everyone in the town, and then I loaded up my last autosave, so I didn't do it, but I was like, "What have I done?"
That's awesome.
I was laughing pretty hard at oh yeah, so a little quick shout out to one of my favorite Red Dead 2 YouTube enthusiasts. His name is TagbackTV. I've been watching a lot of shit. Yeah, so what he does is he tries to break the game in a lot of ways, and he just does exploratory stuff. He found a hack, like a glitch where, like, if you pull out your lantern and your gun, you point it, and you go up to the door and you switch from third person to first person and then jump really fast. There's a lot of buildings that you're not allowed to get in that you can glitch into.
Oh, really?
That's cool.
And so the first video he did, he glitched into the taxidermist house, which there's only a cutscene. You can never actually just go in and explore.
Yeah.
It is a fully designed house. There are rooms of like posed beavers and badgers, like rowing boats and shit. There's a ton of stuff. So I love watching Tagback, but like he's almost gone sociopathic in the game now. It's really funny where he'll look at people and you'll see him pull out his knife and be like, "You got a letter?" And just hit him in the head, and then like just loot their bodies for letters and shit. Because like there's random bodies out there, or random people that if you kill, they'll spawn a letter, and you can read a random letter in the game, which is incredible.
That's cool.
But he was killing me. That's what I was thinking of, like with the moral system. Like he's lost it. Like he's nope, don't care, murder you.
Give me that letter.
You got them letters. One guy he goes, "I like that hat." Punches him in the face, murders him, puts his hat on, walks away. That's how the game plays. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And it's just so random, but I love the game. There are random letters. He even found like so he started finding there's if you guys haven't noticed the Gavin thing in the game, there's a joke about there's a guy who's always walking around and he'll be like, "Gavin! Gavin!" And he's like, "Excuse me, I'm looking for my friend Gavin," and he'll just spawn anywhere on the map. Really? He's everywhere. You'll just be like riding along in the woods and you hear, "Gavin!" You're like, "Fuck, he's here," because he shows up like a little too much. And so he started reading these, like anywhere you find him spawning, you can find someone with a letter from a writing company rejecting a book, and then it ends with the same thing at the end. And then he glitched his way into the house around the first area you'll find him spawning, and he found like a picture of it's that guy. He's got the same distinct mustache and the hat. It's a painting of him buck ass naked, laying on a picnic like a little picnic blanket. And then you find it also that painting with the French, like there's a crazy French artist you find. So it's weird. But then, so he started finding that letter. There's another like hilarious moment where he found, so there's a place, there's this character who's like the charlatan. That's in your gang. His name's Trelawney, and you can go to his house in Saint Denis apparently, and he has a whole family, and you get to hear him like interacting with his family, and then you're like, "Is that you?" And he's like, "Arthur? I'll meet you at the office later." "Don't worry, family. It's a friend from work." So he's like, "Can we glitch in there?" And he found a random spawn point where every time a random NPC will spawn out of a fucking wall. And so he starts following the guy around and he talks to the guy. He starts talking to the guy, and the guy starts talking in that guy's voice. But just saying random dialogue where he's like, "Go away," or what, "I've noticed you following me." And then he started a fist fight with the guy because, and then he killed him because he needed to find the letter that was on him.
See if you had a letter.
You got a letter? Mind blowing. It's just mind blowing. Oh,
insane.
I was going to talk about... So, have either of you guys seen Alita Battle Angel yet?
No. I really want to.
So, I'm going to do a little mini review. I'm going to try and keep it spoiler-free if I can. So, guys, I went and I saw Alita Battle Angel with my dad. For those of you who don't know, James Cameron is he's the director and maybe writer. I don't know.
I didn't know James Cameron did it.
He made Avatar and all that other shit.
He produced it.
He produced it?
Directed it. Yeah.
And directed it. Okay. He made Avatar and all that other shit. The thing I noticed about this movie, so Avatar is like almost 3 hours long. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a long-ass movie. I think it fits well into the movie that it is. I think it could be better served if it was a TV show. Mm-hmm. Imagine that, and then cram it into 2 hours. And that's Alita Battle Angel. Like, cool-ass movie. So many cool ideas.
Apparently the special effects are amazing, too.
Yeah,
oh, man, they're gorgeous. They're so cool. Francis from Deadpool is in there as, like, this badass...
TJ Miller?
No. Francis.
Oh, the other guy. Yeah.
The bad guy.
Yeah.
Ajax. Nuggy Meal, what's up? Hey, I like your fire you brought. So, for those of you who don't know, Nuggy Meal is one of my loyal. She's excellent. She's on a lot of my streams. She does most of the clips. If you check out on my channel, anytime there's a clip, she's the one who does it. She's fantastic.
Fantastic. Nice. Thanks for Nuggy Meal.
Yeah, thank you, Nuggy Meal. We salute you. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome, nerds. Welcome. I'm going to start calling you all nerds. Don't think it's a bad thing, because nerd means passion. And
I hate nerds.
You hate nerds? Nerd means passion.
Nerds are always out for revenge.
Yep.
Oh, God. You don't want to get on the nerd's bad side. Respect. So Alita Battle Angel. So she's... Essentially, there's like this guy who's like a robot repairman, or like robot. Everyone's got like some kind of cybernetic enhancement. They can even get to the point where they can put your brain in an entire robot body, and you can like change out your face and shit like that.
Altered Carbon.
So he finds, yeah, kind of, except for like less, like Altered Carbon's more like bodies, and these are more like robots, like or androids or whatever. And so he finds like the remains of like Alita. She's like basically like here up is all that's left, and they shoulders up is what's left. And so he hooks her into this body. There's a lot of questions about what's up with the body. What is he doing? Because he keeps leaving at night and he keeps coming back with blood on him. And then there's, mysterious murders going on and stuff. So she's thinking maybe he's implicated in that. There's a lot of characters. On top of that, there's this side plot for, I can't remember what they call it. It's like, it's not murder ball, but it's like rollerball, except for more dangerous.
Blitzball. Yeah,
some shit like that. It's like roller skating and robots and a ball. So there's a whole side subplot with that. There's a place called, I think it's called Zion, and it's above them, and no one gets to go to Zion. And the only people that get to go to Zion is if you win at, like, if you become the all-time champion of murder ball or whatever the hell, you get to go to Zion. So there's like a side plot there. It's a lot crammed into one movie. I think it would be a great TV show. I really don't know why this wasn't a TV show.
It's a fantastic anime.
Yeah, well, and a lot of people say, like, one of the reviews, like the tag reviews, like, when someone writes just the name to their review, it was basically, they stated, like, why animes don't work as a movie. And then that was their introduction to the review of Alita Battle Angel. And I get it, because I think this would have been an amazing television show, highly produced. And then I started to have the same thought. Sorry, I'm going to branch off a little bit. So, Alita Battle Angel, visually, watch it. It's fantastic. But I've had the same thought. I was watching Justice League today, the movie.
I still haven't seen that.
Sorry.
It doesn't hold up. Still doesn't hold up. Like, I actually had a better time watching it in the theater than I did.
Yeah, first time I watched it, I was like, amazing. Subsequent watch-throughs, I'm like,
yeah.
I felt that way about the new Star Wars movies.
Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So
I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Watch it again, like, oh, maybe not.
I always say that my thought of that movie is it's a good, it's a great movie. It's a horrible sequel. Like it's a terrible sequel.
I'm just like, I'm a big Ryan Johnson fan, so I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
I love Brick and I love Looper, and I saw that.
Oh,
it's
those
like-
are him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I
saw
never
that, I was
even
like,
knew.
how did? No, I mean,
No.
you can do better than that. Come on.
I don't. I think the problems that movie suffered from was lack of overall direction. So making sure that there was a consistent, cohesive plot going on, because there was a lot that J.J. Abrams set up in that movie, and then
They shit all over it.
he shit all over it, which had there been someone to like overview that, they could just like put a stop to that and be like look, like you're not working as yourself right now. You're working as a team.
I wouldn't mind if he shit all over it, but if he did, but I would prefer it if he did so in a more interesting way.
Right? It was a direct shit on. It wasn't like a helping the story cohesively grow. It was okay. All these things that were built up, fuck them, and then that was all that was being said was fuck them. And it didn't. But as a movie, it's a really interesting movie. This idea of people running away, and having this ticking time clock of doom coming at you, because like everyone, like ships were slowly dying. They like their resistance was slowly dying in front of their eyes, like little by little.
Yep.
And then Deus Ex Machina run a ship directly into the bigger ship, and then everyone dies. Which was that never a tool before?
Yeah.
You know, why didn't we just ram a large ship into the Death Star, rather than find the one random weakness? So, little shout out. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was disappointing, but so anyways, I was watching Justice League, and the thought came to my mind: what if instead of this being an entire movie, what if they clipped it into 10-minute segments and released it as a YouTube miniseries with as much production as they had put into it? It would have changed entirely. It would have been mind blowing. It would have been it's a subpar movie. But because I was thinking about the moments in that movie are really cool. Yeah. Like the Flash and Superman trying to save people together is hysterical. Like he picks, like the Flash is like pushing a truck and like saves some people, and he's like kind of relishing in the moment. Then he looks over and you see Superman fly by with an entire building, and you just see him like. You know, so cool moments, a ton of really cool moments. The scene where they wake Superman up from the dead and he beats the shit out of all of them. Yeah. If that was a YouTube, like if that was just a 10-minute YouTube segment, that would have been fucking amazing. But it was a part of a movie that was just so disjointed and subpar. Like I started thinking about mediums, like the way that they handle mediums sometimes. Like Alita Battle Angel would be an amazing television series had they taken time to flesh it out. Yeah. One season of a show, and it would have been awesome.
That's kind of I wish they would. Go ahead.
I wish they would go that route with anime, because everyone wants like live action adaptations, and that's fine. But give me like a live action Dragon Ball TV series or something like that, where they can actually focus on the plot and the characters. And
you mentioned Evolution as a TV series. That would be
not that, but go on YouTube. It's a fan-made film, and it's Dragon Ball Light of Hope.
Oh,
and
I haven't seen that.
Amazing.
Oh, Light of Hope is so cool.
Yeah, it's a fan-made movie based on the history of Trunks, and it blew my mind. And I was like,
I'll watch that. I love the history of Trunks.
Dude, it's so good. I was like, get these people on a live-action TV show, stat.
Well, and that's my thought. Like, this is why Netflix is flourishing so well. Is they found that perfect, because what they do is they don't overdo it. So it's 10 episodes a season. No matter what they're doing, it's like 8 to 10 episodes.
Which is what I like. I like the shorter.
Sometimes 13.
Seasons.
Like I think the Marvel ones started
Punisher
at 13.
Season 2 had 13.
Yeah, I think those are like 13, and they know how to give it enough breath, but they don't shorten it down to a movie most of the time. There's sometimes where it's like I'm like, is that a TV show? And then it's like, no, it's a movie. Christmas Chronicles. I thought Christmas Chronicles was gonna be a TV show. Totally a movie. and changed my expectations as well, because when I thought it was a movie, I'd be like, oh, it's going to be really well polished. And then you see like the elves and you're like, fuck, that should have been a TV show. I give TV shows like leeway when it's they have semi-shitty graphics.
Yeah.
Marvel in general, like the idea that you have all these superheroes and nothing too incredible happens.
Yeah.
That's just that to me. That's Marvel. So I don't know. I mean, I would love to see a TV show, and if they did a Dragon Ball TV show that was live action, I'd be into it.
Yeah.
Light of Hope was really cool.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that Power Rangers reboot that had James Van Der Beek and Katie Sackhoff?
Yeah, so good.
That was so fucking cool. Like, those are the people they need to be funding,
right?
And the only people that I've ever seen really be successful in trying to make these large things into movies is like Marvel, but that's because they're telling a much larger story.
Yeah,
they do a good job. DC is just so disjointed, but they're coming
listening.
back together. They're really getting it back together.
It's like for the longest time, DC was just listening to fans and then just pretending they didn't hear it.
Well, there was one consistent problem, and his name is Zack Snyder, and I what happened to Zack Snyder in the middle of filming Justice League is horrible. Yeah. Why he stepped out, it was terrible. But it was I think it was a good step because it started to shift the tone a little bit. They had Joss Whedon take over.
I also like that they brought Geoff, is that how you pronounce it? Geoff Jones. He was one of their head comic book people. Yeah. He wrote Aquaman and stuff. He's actually helping with their movies now.
Well, they're doing so good. Like Wonder Woman, now Aquaman, which, by the way, I am glad that the Aquaman movie came after Justice League, because it wouldn't make any sense if the Aquaman that they have now after Aquaman 1, he'd be too OP for
Justice League.
For Justice League. He's fucking OP as shit in Aquaman at the end of the movie.
Really?
Yeah, oh my god. End of the movie.
He would have just showed up and
end of the movie, it would have
destroyed
wrecked. Yeah, he would have wrecked. And this one, he's like nerfed a little bit, him and Wonder Woman, and then Superman comes in and, he's Superman. So he's not nerfed at all. But
Superman's ridiculous.
Well, yeah. But then, they have the issue of
still my favorite.
How are they going to address Batman and Henry Cavill stepping out? Because they have announced they're stepping out. They're done.
Yep.
They've announced they're done. I think replacing Batman's going to be easy, but Henry Cavill is Superman because Henry Cavill did such a good job. He was the best part of Justice League, honestly, out of a lot of really good bits and pieces.
I like that they did a 180 with his Superman, because even though I enjoy Man of Steel, I hated, let's make Superman all dark and brooding and sad. And
Zack Snyder.
I just can't even get over just, the tone of...
Yeah, Superman's whole character is, truth, justice, American way. And, Henry Cavill's Superman, thanks to Zack Snyder, is, let me pouty face the whole movie.
Yeah. It was really disappointing because you have a guy who... For 10 minutes of him in Justice League, he is... far more Superman, so it's not the actor.
No,
he did an amazing job.
Henry Cavill's great as Superman.
Yeah, he did an amazing job, and then
the writing,
and then but then the writing was Zack Snyder. It's just, and that's where you could tell Joss Whedon was stepping in, making Superman again.
Yeah,
make Superman again.
How is it that the movie devolves to from the beginning of the movie, his mustache replacement was the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
To the end of the movie being I can't even tell.
Yeah.
Really, I could not tell that he had that mustache replacement over top. And I know some of it was because of reshoots and whatnot, but there was something going on there. Something that first scene in the movie is what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know.
Yeah.
I
should have just went with the 60s Batman route and just painted over it.
Painted over his mustache.
Yep. A little mascara on that.
I like when people have done memes where they reinsert the mustache, so they just put a curly mustache on there or something like that. It's really funny.
Give him a Fu Manchu.
Yeah, a little Fu Manchu.
Nice.
Oh, and then so the reason why I've been watching so many movies lately is because I activated my 7-day free trial to HBO on Amazon Prime.
I did that for Stars for like 6 months.
Really?
Yeah, because I kept on forgetting to cancel it.
Yeah, yeah, that could be a problem.
It was.
It could be a problem. So
wait, why am I short this money?
But I was looking at it, I was like, there's a ton of movies on there I wanted to see. And so I started with Pitch Perfect 3 because my wife was there and I was like, let's watch this.
I like those movies.
I've never seen
Have
it.
you seen the third?
It's okay.
It is jumping the shark like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So the first movie starts off as like girls in college and there's even like some college boys, and they're not college men, they are college boys. These are boys and girls, and they are, it is the college experience, wide-eyed freshmen, and they find the singing community, and that's really the only part where the movie is a little exaggerated, is this idea that you can do riff-offs out of nowhere and still sound like you're Rihanna. But it was like, it was adorkable, it was likable. The second movie pushes it a little bit. They're like, okay, it's our senior year, so they're still in college, but then they broaden their horizons to the world championships, and that's where it was like, okay, we're going a little out of the realm here. For no reason, they're singing against the Green Bay Packers. What the fuck?
Yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Tough competition.
Right?
When you can't win at football, you gotta win at something.
They lost immediately. Like they were at their asses. It was like this season of the Packers.
Yeah.
So okay, and then you move on to and then they move on to this movie, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna be on a USO tour. We're out of college, we're adults. We're gonna go to a USO tour where we are competing to go on tour with DJ Khalil. DJ Khalid. Sorry. And they start the movie with like a boat explosion, like a spy movie.
Yeah.
Then they go back 3 weeks. They explain how they got to this point, and you find out that Rebel Wilson is a fucking badass in this movie. And they start incorporating like crazy spy elements, and it was like
there's action scenes in a Pitch Perfect movie.
There was legit action scenes in there, run by Rebel Wilson.
Yeah.
This is shit that I haven't seen since what's her name? Melissa McCarthy in Spy, like that type of shit where the humor was exaggerated because Melissa McCarthy's, of course, an obese woman who could do like crazy badass shit. That was the humor of that movie. And then Jason Statham's like a bitch in that movie. They took that element and just threw it in there, like a handful of it, into this movie with the singing competition shit. And they have Rebel Wilson just beating the shit out of people. And it was funny, but way off tone. Like, it made no sense.
It does not make sense.
It was jumping the shark. I've never seen jumping the shark like that. Like, it was
my least favorite part of Pitch Perfect 3 is that whole, like, her dad's a career criminal and shit. Like,
yeah, when he keeps showing up singing the same song, which was really creepy.
Like, all the USO stuff is fine.
Played by John Lithgow.
Yeah.
By the way, the amazing job doing
he's so good.
I would say a horrible Australian accent, like the worst.
Yeah. But all the USO stuff's good. If they would have just had the movie based on that, it would have been all right.
Yeah.
But
I think yeah, I agree. Well, I don't think so. Okay, so here's my thought. If I were to rewrite Pitch Perfect 3. In fact, if I were to rewrite the Pitch Perfect series, I'd leave the first movie alone. The second movie, rather than doing, so they had a collegiate level competition, why don't they have an intercollegiate level competition in the second movie where they do different colleges? They face off with different colleges rather than facing off with like this underground world tour of Pitch Perfect singing, like a cappella groups. Why not do like facing off with different levels of college? Keeping that college life in there, because that was the thing. It was a tonal shift. So instead of focusing on young women who are about to graduate and move on into the world, coming to terms with that while staying in the college environment, they go on a world tour and face off with it, and then that breaks the focus. And then they have to go to some random camp to like build teamwork, which was, again, really off topic and off tone. third movie, rather than going on a USO tour, rather than go on a USO tour, here's what I thought. Okay, so they start the movie off with a Bella's reunion. Bella's are the group that they sing in.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than breaking off into this USO tour, why don't they have this weird inner, like, generational Bella's competition? Where it's like Bellas on Bellas, like, so young Bellas versus the Bellas that we know versus the older Bellas. Because they established there were older Bellas because the one girl, Haley Steinfeld, in the second movie is a legacy from her mom who is a Bella. So you could have like Grandma Bellas versus like, you know, Cougar Bellas versus like, you know,
Cougar
like
Bellas.
that generation of Bellas versus like the new Bellas, you know, having like 5 generations of Bellas face off. And maybe they do that on a USO tour. I don't know. But keeping it and then incorporating in this idea of young women who are in the working world missing college out there. And I think it would have followed generationally, especially because when that movie came out, I was in college. When Pitch Perfect 1 came out, I was in college. Pitch Perfect 2 came out, I was either graduated or close to a senior. And then Pitch Perfect 3, you know, I'm an adult and I miss college. So why not? And then you can focus on those elements rather than having Rebel Wilson go on a spy mission on a fucking boat and beat the shit out of people. Like, I don't understand it. I don't know. It was really random. And then you have these other bands. My other big problem was in the movie, there are actual bands that they're facing off against, and, you know, of course they're being mocked for being
Acapella.
Yeah, acapella. And so what was interesting is they do a riff off with the bands, which I'm glad they brought the riff off back because that was my favorite part of the first movie.
The riff off's great in Pitch Perfect 3.
Yeah, the riff off was really cool, but the idea was that the other bands were unifying. They're like, no, you're not supposed to sing together. And it was like, no, they perfectly can sing together. No, you're not supposed to use instruments. No, they should be able to use instruments if they want. Why not combine instruments with all of that shit? What is he saying? Yeah, Jay, you missed college. I miss college. I miss it. I wish I could go back to college. I do. It was so simple back then. Also, like, the quality of everything was... the quality of everything was a lot different, too. I mean, if you look at, like Twitch now, like, the expectations to watch someone on YouTube or Twitch, like, they practically have to be a broadcasting expert for you to give a shit about them. It's crazy. But yeah, no, that's my gripe with Pitch Perfect. I had to go on that rant because I watched it and I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, what is this? What is this? I don't know. Have you guys seen any movies recently or...
I don't remember. I remember
not since Dragon Ball Super. I haven't seen anything.
I want to see that. I haven't seen the Broly
so
movie.
Broly.
Good.
Broly? Is it Broly? Broly.
It's so good.
I've heard it's so good.
Yeah, I've been running through Breaking Bad again.
Oh, you're just running through Breaking Bad. I restarted New Girl out of some boredom. And that it's weird watching it from... It's extra weird, too, because when I first watched it, I was, like, mid-20s. And so I'm like, oh, man, it's weird watching it as a 30-year-old looking back and seeing it. And I was like, I kind of wish I could, you know, because I related when I was younger. And then they were announcing the character's age, and they were, like, early 30s, like I am now. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. It's so weird.
Yeah, I just haven't watched any new movies. I've done nothing but watch anime lately.
You just watch what anime are you watching?
Oh, I saw a movie. Speaking of anime, Travis dragged me to what's it called? Silent Voice.
Oh, I really want to see that.
It was so good.
Yeah, I
Oh
want
my
to see
God.
it so bad.
Oh my god. You got to be in the right state of mind because holy shit, they deal with some heavy stuff.
No, yeah.
Oh my god.
Like besides Super, the last big anime movie I saw in theaters, I went and saw Your Name, and that
was really good.
Fantastic.
Travis prefaced it before he dragged me to it. He's like, "This is better than Your Name." Like, well, we'll see.
Okay,
Your Name is really
Your
good.
Name is really good.
And then I watched it and it's just like welling up and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I think it might be better than you. I think it is in my opinion.
Okay, so imagine I am ignorant to everything that's going on right now. In fact, you don't have to imagine it. It's real. It's real.
Imagine if you will.
Let's explain
But I
these.
have no idea what you're
Describe-
talking about.
Explain these to a non-weeb.
Describe both of these to me. Start
Your
with
name.
the first one,
Your
and
name.
then
Your name.
describe the second one to me now.
How would you describe your name?
Since that's the one I've seen a lot, I
Says
will.
the kid with a PS Vita in his pocket. Sorry. Go.
Hey man, I will describe your name with as little spoilers as possible.
Yeah.
This in the beginning, this guy and this girl randomly meet on a train, and I don't know. He's like, "Hey, this girl's cute," whatever. They leave.
Woman.
It's a cute woman.
Yes.
They leave. Everything. Go to bed or whatnot or whatever they do. I forget the exact beginning. But then they wake up, and when they wake up, they're in each other's bodies.
Yeah.
Like they've body swapped and don't know it. And so the movie...
Freaky Friday.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah,
too,
kind of.
but
So-
it's so much deeper.
Yeah, so the movie is about... At first, they don't know it. They're like, oh my god, what happened? Well, the girl's like, oh my god, I'm in this guy's body. And the dude's like, hey, I'm in a hot chick's body.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's like,
And-
oh, hey.
yeah, so eventually they figure it out, and so they start leaving each other messages trying to figure out how this happened and everything, and then they're like, hey, don't fuck up my life.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
please don't fuck this up. And they end up falling for each other over the course of this body switching movie, and I don't want to reveal anything else because it will ruin
Yeah,
the
you-
fantastic ending.
So
Yeah.
where do you find this movie?
I bought it on Blu-ray.
I
It's one of those things that Travis it's like, oh, it's going on. It's like at theaters. Let's go.
I
I'm like,
own
oh.
it, or you can watch it on the internet.
Yep. I can
looked,
loan it to you.
I looked for some. I would love to borrow.
Oh yeah,
that.
you
Yeah.
should. It is amazing.
I'll loan it to you next time we do this.
And I'll
If you
give it
remind me.
back to you a lot sooner than I've given Tommy's Mission Impossible trilogy or series.
That's where they went. Oh my god! The other day I was like, I'm gonna watch Mission Impossible, and I was like, where the hell are they?
Do you want it back? Because I don't think I think it's gonna be a while before I finish them.
I mean, I completely forgot about it. So
I
But-
still borrowed it from you. I'm so sorry.
oh, yeah.
5 movies is a lot to take in.
They're good.
I was in the middle of a move too.
He's gonna message me like 3 years from now. He's like, hey man, I finally finished.
I
them."
finished it, Tommy.
I did.
Tommy's gonna be like, I'm busy with my 6 kids and 3 wives.
Yeah. Like wow.
So okay, so
I got a
that's
busy
your
next
name.
couple years.
Yep.
What about this new movie?
The Silent Voice is
Silent Voice?
much more grounded. Like there's some fantasy elements in or magic or whatever in Your Name, but Silent Voice is about this guy. He's a bit of a bully, and this new girl who's deaf like comes to his school, and then he just like bullies her relentlessly, and it basically ruins her like high school life. And then
Okay.
later on, he's like dealing with some stuff, and he comes across her again, and he just kind of wants to make her life less shitty.
Oh, okay. So, okay, so those are they by the same people or
No.
are they
No,
different?
no,
people?
No, they're
Okay.
just like comparable in
They're just
tone
comparable,
and
okay.
quality.
I'll
Both
have
top
to-
notch.
I'll have to check those
is,
out.
Oh,
the
it's
animation
so good.
is gorgeous.
It's
in
so
both of
good.
them.
Yeah.
Reminded me of what someone told me about what happened to them. Jay hasn't given Tommy his movies back. Reminded me
Which
of what
reminds
someone
me,
told me
I
about
borrowed
what
Your
happened
Name to a
them.
friend like a year and a half ago, and I still don't got it. I better message her. Like, can I have my Blu-ray back, please?
I need it.
I bought the expensive Blu-ray.
I need it. It's the expensive Blu-ray. Yeah, no, I honestly, I haven't really even bought a movie in like the longest time because
Yeah, neither have I.
I don't rewatch stuff. Like I was trying to rewatch. I did like rewatch Harold and Kumar a while back.
Oh man, that's been years. I can't
God.
remember much from it at all.
It's kind of
Takes me
dated.
back to when I was like 15.
So Harold and Kumar. So I rewatched my 3 favorite like kind of sex comedies, like Harold and Kumar, Sex Drive, and it's not really a sex comedy, but like Accepted. I kind of put them at the same, like kind of the same, the generational sort of like young adult stuff, and like, so Accepted didn't really hold up for me. Oh, he says, J7, give Tommy his movie back. Reminded me of what someone told me about what happened to them, and then he's quiet. Did I tell you something? I don't know, Chris. You gotta open up, buddy. But White Castle and Accepted didn't really hold up as well for me. White Castle was a little better, but not like it definitely lost some quality to me over the. I don't know, but Sex Drive is like still fantastic. Like if you haven't seen Sex Drive, you should watch Sex Drive. It's hilarious. It's basically a kid is like he's being catfished, and he steals his brother's GTO to show off the car so then he can get laid by a girl he's been talking to on the internet. And he brings his best friend, who's a girl, who he also happens to love a little bit, and Clark Duke,
of course.
And Clark Duke, his other best friend, who is like a ladies' man. He's an eccentric ladies' man, which is like the best part. Like I absolutely love that take on it because there's a book, and in the book, he's like a sports guy, and in this one, he's just kind of an adorable goof who just into like like they have a conversation like, well, how do you land so many women? And he's like, it's all about confidence. He's like, look at these two, and he points at my two other favorite characters. I can't remember their names, like Randy and something. But if you've ever heard the line, what's up? That's what it's from. Like, it's those two guys. Every time a girl walked by, they'd be like, what's up? And they would just, like, throw compliments. Like this girl, like, walks up, and they, like, fucking crowd her. And they're like, what's up? They're like, hey, you want to go to a motel? I brought lotion for your tits. like that kind of stuff. And he's like, they're amazing openers. They're just shitty closers. They're like, they have all the confidence in the world. Like, there's a point where, like, one's playing a Game Boy Advance on the step, and the other one's just hanging out, like, looking at something else. And neither of them are talking, and they're yelling, what's up? Every time a girl walks by and like one just idly yells off. This is my favorite line of any movie ever. It's just the dumbest fucking thing, but he just idly yells off, I'm uncircumcised! Like, like that is his pitch. That's his pitch to women. The guy I was talking about, I mod for his channel. He gave his friend brother the Godfather collection. He had to watch because he never watched it. He eventually moved to Hawaii. I believe he still hasn't gotten it back to him in years.
Oh, well, The Godfather's hard to get through.
Yeah, he's probably still trying to watch it. 10 minutes at a time.
Do I have 4 hours to spare?
He still hasn't finished Godfather 2.
Yeah, he's working his way through Godfather 2 in Hawaii. Which, I mean, to be fair, like, if you go to Hawaii, your last inclination should be to be inside. Just go outside.
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah. Like I could go out and hang out at a mountain, or I can spend 4 hours watching Godfather 2.
Hey, you want to come see this cool volcano? Nah, man, I'm watching Godfather 2.
Yeah. Well, so we went for a visit, and like my sister, her husband's in the military, so they're showing us kind of like all the awesomeness about it, and one of the things we did, there's like a mountain there called Cocoa Head, and it's a small mountain, and it has steps to the top, but the steps are like from this table down to the ground. So they're bigger steps. So you do still have to climb it, but there are people that go up and down this thing several times a day.
Jeez.
All day long.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, there's a guy like once a week. There's like, he just like, he goes up. This was so funny. So we're chilling out there. We're going up, and we take a break. And I'm taking a breath, and my sister stops. She's taking a breath, and I go, you can do it, Heather. Go. And this guy behind her just goes, yeah, Heather, you can do it. Go. And he's going up with one walking stick at a time up the rail. And my sister's like, I don't know how you're doing it. And then we get to the top, and this dude is just blasting metal music out of his ears, like this really heavy set dude. And he's just... And he gets to the top, and my sister looks at him and goes, that's awesome. I don't know how you do it. He goes, 1 foot in front of the other. Just keeps going up and down. But, like, shit like that. And, like, Hawaii, like, my dad said something about, like, the air is just better there. And I'm like, okay, that's bullshit. And then we went there, and oh, my God, it smells like flowers everywhere.
Really?
It's so beautiful.
Oh, man.
It's nice. Like walking around, just the smell of Tide in the air. Like, I don't know, like, just like a light laundry detergent
24/7 Tide Pods.
It's amazing. Like, it smells so good in Hawaii.
They just throw Tide Pods in the ocean. It's nice.
Just air fresheners in the ocean that just... It's beautiful, and it's gorgeous out there. The only thing was, like, so where she had lived in the end, she, like, kind of lived in the ghetto area, so the second time we went there... And I was like, let's walk to the beach. And
the ghetto of Hawaii?
Yeah, there's a ghetto
in Hawaii.
First of all, they hate white people. They hate them.
Wow.
They call us howlies. and they're super racist against us because
Wow.
they want Hawaii back. But if America were to leave Hawaii, like Japan or somewhere else would just come and take it over because it's a perfect port spot for like it's a defensive position. It's great like port island. They'd be fucked. It sucks what happened. It's the same thing. Like it's the same idea of like what happened to the Native Americans. Like we just basically took over.
Yeah.
So they fucking hate white people. And then on top of that, and you go into their area and it's like really, really shitty because economically they aren't built to support themselves because they hate white people. But there's like we're like we'll walk to the beach. It's like a mile, and my sister's like, yeah, it's like a mile long walk. I'm like, I can handle a mile, and she goes, and it's kind of surrounded by rabid like wild dogs. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, there's been people who've been known to be attacked by like packs of dogs.
Jesus.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's what she. But like you get in there and there's like cool nooks and crannies. Like there's a little tiny Thai place. That's just the best Thai food in Hawaii. It's so good. There's that mountain. There's a donut shop called Leonard's that makes what they call malasadas, which if you played Pokemon Sun and Moon, that's like the main food source there. They're like, malasadas. And I'm like, oh my God, I've had malasadas. They're like, so if you imagine, do you remember China Sea, those like fried sugar donuts? Imagine that, but with like the best custard in the middle.
That sounds nice.
That's a malasada. It's so good. It's so fucking good. They're fattening all to hell, but they're so good. And they have different flavors like pistachio and pineapple and mango and chocolate and vanilla, and they're just so good. Malasadas are so good. But yeah, Hawaii's dope. How did we get into? Oh, because we were talking about the guy that took the movie to Hawaii.
Well, off a little bit of a tangent there.
Yeah, we did go on a tangent because we were talking about borrowing movies and loading movies and shit. We just mentioned, we name dropped a couple movies, which is great. Stuff that I probably wouldn't have watched on my own, but now that you've mentioned it, I'm going to go seek it out and watch it.
Oh, Get Out's good.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
The original ending's better, but...
Oh, did you see the new, there's a new one from him.
Yeah. I saw that he's doing a new one.
Yeah, he's got a new one. It looks...
He's also hosting the new Twilight Zone.
Yeah. I saw the trailer for that. I'm kind of excited. I like
Yeah.
Twilight
Oh, they have a
Zone.
trailer for the Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
Oh.
I
It's
love
got,
the original
what's
black
his
and white.
name? Adam
There was
Scott or something like that.
There was a Twilight Zone show in the late 90s, early 2000s that I really liked as well.
I knew he was
And so
hosting it.
I'm excited for the new one.
Yeah, I knew he was
Yes.
hosting it. I just didn't know that they'd come out with a trailer already.
Yeah. Looks pretty good.
Oh, new Detective Pikachu trailer out.
Oh, it looks so good.
I haven't felt warm and fuzzies for Pokemon like this in a while until this morning. Like I saw the trailer and I was like, ooh.
So much hype. Sarah's so
Although
excited.
that Ludicolo looks terrifying.
They got a good way of making cute little Pokemon look terrifying.
I know, it's like the Lickitung. Someone
Snorlax.
was so happy.
Oh my! So, my favorite thing about this movie is the level of detail and like the special effects look amazing. There's a scene that people have zoomed in on that I saw online, and it's in the background on one of the scenes in the trailer. There's just a Snorlax just laying there sleeping. Like the attention to detail in this movie is so good.
It looks beautiful. And then there was a big reveal, which I wasn't surprised by, but I guess a lot of people were when they revealed Mewtwo.
Oh
In the
yeah.
movie, everyone was like, and I was like, oh, it's Mewtwo. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming he's probably the main villain or something.
Probably.
But
Yeah, there's
I
a
don't
new
think so.
video out from Ryan Reynolds where he's promoting the movie and he's talking about how he like really puts himself into the role and he's like, yeah, I stopped caring for my wife and I stopped caring for my kids. Like, I'm literally Detective Pikachu. And then his wife shows up and she's like, yeah, it's really annoying. And then he's like, I can't wait for my kids to finally go to the movie and just see how I've been living the past couple months. And then it like cuts back to his wife and she's like, yeah, we're not seeing it. He's in my other favorite video on the internet now, and you should actually look it up after this and watch it. He did a video with Hugh Jackman because
I heard about
they've
that.
been having that like back and forth war on Twitter and stuff. Well, he does this video with Hugh Jackman where they're both sitting in the same room, and he's like, all right, so me and Hugh Jackman are here, and we're gonna bury our feud. We did commercials for each other's companies, and this is how we're gonna like be friends again. And so he's like, I'm gonna go first, and then like Ryan Reynolds does this beautiful commercial for Hugh's coffee, and then at the end he was like, wow, like that was really beautiful, Ryan, and he's like, yeah, cost $1 million. Like, it's beautiful. And he's like, oh. And then it's Hugh Jackman's turn. And then he goes up and he's like, yeah, so we're supposed to bury the feud or stuff like that, but screw that. Ryan Reynolds is a fucking asshole. and then he pulls out a bottle of Ryan Reynolds vodka and he's like, this probably tastes good, but I won't try it. And then he takes the lid off and just tips it over and lets it pour out. And then at the end, it's just Ryan's looking at him and he looks at Ryan and he's like, I thought it was a joke. I thought the feud wasn't really over. It's just hilarious because he's like, yeah, Ryan Reynolds, he's a fuck asshole. And then he just pours out his alcohol.
Oh, I need to see that.
Oh, yeah, we're going to watch that later.
It's hilarious.
I'll watch it. Yeah, I'm kind of pumped about Detective Pikachu. I think what is it, March?
Yeah, it's one of my anticipated movies of 2019.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think it might actually be one of the best hits of the year. Like,
yeah, because I mean, I was already kind of excited.
I'm trying not to hype myself up too much for
yeah,
it.
well,
I was overhyped the second I saw it. I was like, holy fuck, look at that Charizard.
When I saw the first trailer, I was like, okay, I'm excited. I'm not going to get too hyped because it might be trash garbage, even though Ryan Reynolds is a part of it. And the second trailer sold me. So now it's got to live up to some expectations.
My worry is that it's going to be like a really good movie, but I'm expecting like the best movie of the year, and I might like enjoy it a little less if that happens. So I'm trying not to hype myself up too much.
Well, so I've already got like reservations for. So I've decided I have to live to the end of Endgame. After that, if I die, peace be with me, move on. But if I die before Endgame, my soul will restlessly haunt the fucking universe, because I was thinking about like. Someone died watching Infinity War.
Yeah.
Like, that's the end of that entire saga for him.
Yeah.
Someone died watching that movie. And so I'm thinking, I want to live to that. So Endgame is like my reservation for like movie of the year. Man, the thing I have to see. It's going to be
so sad.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's the movie I have to see.
They said that was their masterpiece. Like, I mean,
it's rumored to be 3+ hours as well.
Yeah.
I am fine with that.
So they did what did they do?
I'm gonna wear a fucking diaper to the theater. Like,
I also heard that it was gonna be so long. Marvel was tempted to do an intermission in the middle of the movie, and I was like, please don't. I'll watch the whole thing.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I feel like they did that for The Simpsons, didn't they? The Simpsons movie?
Did they?
As a joke, yeah. It had a little intermission thing in the middle of it.
It was like, to be continued immediately.
Yeah.
I thought they actually did a break in the middle of it or something. I can't remember.
I'm wondering who's going to survive because so many contracts are up, That's the last for...
That's what I'm most scared about. Everyone's contract is up.
In my most positive and like rejective of all the rumors, because people seem to like be building these assumptions immediately, and it frustrates me a lot. A lot of people are like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, and like Mark Ruffalo, and even like what's his name? Chris
Hemsworth?
Nope, the other
Evans?
Chris Evans. They're all gonna die. They're all gonna die because their contracts are up. And I'm like, okay, here's my thought.
Perfect Captain America.
Here's my thought.
It's great, Captain America.
What if they don't kill off the characters? What if they just reserve them for cameos if they want to do them in the future? Mm-hmm. Because that would be a great idea. Rather than killing off the characters and having them or rebooting the characters with someone else, just put because the plan is to put the focus onto someone else anyways. Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, and Black Panther are supposed to be the new kind of spearheads of these movies. Mm-hmm. So just leave the focus off of these guys, but keep them around so they can pop into Spider-Man for a quick cameo. Like, my favorite cameo of the entire Marvel series, outside of anything Stan Lee, is the Doctor Strange cameo in Thor Ragnarok, because it was perfect.
I still haven't seen that.
Thor Ragnarok is my favorite Disney Marvel movie now.
Really?
It really
I heard
is.
it was really good, but I was like, I'm going to see it, and then I forgot about it.
It's so good. It's on Netflix.
Good.
It's my favorite one because it just tonally, it's weird, it's funny. It just has this really cool soundtrack. The writing is fantastic, and then it's just this. It's a perfect story for Thor. Like, it's finally, like, the other movies of Thor kind of, learn to be humble. The second movie is, I don't know what the second movie is. I really
bad.
don't. I don't know. I don't want to say it, but someone is hosting us. Thank you so much for the host. Ice Raven? No, I can't remember. Ice Kareem? Is that Ice Kareem?
Ice Kareem.
Holy shit! I've been seeing him on Twitter. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Welcome to Just Another Nerdy Podcast. How you doing, nerds? That's what I gotta ask. Mm-hmm. Thanks for the host. So...
Someone's gotta die, though.
Thor Ragnarok. I don't want anyone to die.
I don't want anyone to die either, but someone's gotta die.
here's a prediction. Here's how it would play off best for what I want.
Okay.
You so there's rumor that Thanos is gonna become is gonna have to team up with them, and he's gonna have to go back on what he did. You make Thanos be your sympathetic character, and Thanos dies. Compromise.
Yes. That might happen, but realistically, as well as some of the heroes.
I think it would be... So I think it's the stupidest idea if they kill Thor. I hope they don't kill Thor.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to die either, but it's...
Most likely, Robert Downey Jr. is going to die. And here's the other thing, though.
Yeah, because, I mean, in the trailer for the new Spider-Man movie, it seems like Spider-Man's, recovering from something...
How about being dead and not being dead now?
I mean, that's a pretty big one.
He looks super bummed out about something. It's probably the fact that somebody or multiple
a couple months ago I fucking died.
That's true.
But if your father figure, if your new father figure, Uncle Ben's dead, so your new father figure,
new stepdad
Uncle
died?
Tony Stark, if he's dead... Do you really think Spider-Man's going to be bummed about it? I think he's going to be really fucking wrecked.
You're like, oh, shucks.
And this movie is supposed to start, Spider-Man Far From Home is supposed to start almost immediately after Infinity War. In fact, or not Infinity War, Endgame. In fact, they've even said that it's possible that when he's on the bus, that's when they're going to Europe. So, and they are supposed to implement time travel in there, which already upsets me. I don't fucking want time travel. Forget time travel.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
It's not going to work. It's not. I hope it's a short segment, because if it's a long segment of the movie, I'm going to be annoyed all to hell, because I don't want time travel.
You're talking about time travel for Endgame?
Yeah. Okay. They said time travel is going to be involved.
He's got the time stone, so it's got to be at least a small part of it, I would think.
Well, so they're talking about using the because they don't have the time stone on them anymore. Thanos has it, but they're talking about using the what is that, the that realm that Ant-Man goes into,
the quantum realm.
The quantum realm. They're talking about using the quantum realm as means of time travel. And if Ant-Man time travels, I'm fine. The rest of them, though, I really don't want to. It looks like they have those wrist things. People are like, those look like the time travel things from Deadpool 2. So, not my favorite. But they did confirm in the plot that time travel is going to happen. And I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want time travel. I don't know. I'm just going to be glad to see the movie when it comes out.
Yeah, me too.
It's gonna be glad, and Captain Marvel, of course. I've got that on my radar.
I see that so bad. Sarah's just wants to be done with Marvel now that they've canceled because she was such a big fan of the Netflix series, all those shows.
I read this little blurb online that apparently they offered the Captain Marvel job to Jennifer Lawrence, but she turned it down, saying she was way too qualified.
Fuck that.
That's weird.
Yeah. I heard they offered it to her, but she said she was overqualified.
So here's what I'll say about that.
They offered her the option to try out for the role, and she was like, "No, I'm above that."
I think she's good. I think she would have actually made a really good Captain Marvel. I think she would have been fantastic. However, I'm glad that they're going with someone who's not as uber famous.
Yeah,
she's already uber famous, and that was some of the problems with DC is they were paying money to people they made Henry Cavill, but Henry Cavill's now above their station.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck was a terrible bet because he was already uber famous and already on top of his game when they bought him or when they got him as Batman.
It's because the only reason they wanted him as Batman.
Yeah, they had just finished directing him in Argo, or he won a ton of awards for Argo and shit, and it was what Marvel's been doing is Robert Downey Jr. was at the bottom of the fucking well when they picked him out, and now he's up top.
He was recovering
Chris
from his
Evans off of
Off of
Human Torch.
All of Human Torch.
Those
and
god awful movies.
shitty rom-coms. There's a ton of shitty rom-coms he was off of.
To be
Chris
fair,
Hemsworth did not exist
yeah, like
until
who the hell was
Thor.
that guy?
You
He's like a
know,
model, right? Or
the
something
only
like that.
one that they actually spent money on was probably Scarlett Johansson, and that's the biggest waste. The biggest they've wasted money on was because she. And now they're gonna maybe make it pay off with a Black Widow movie.
Mark Ruffalo as well. I didn't know who he was till Marvel. Like
he was the biggest surprise for me when I was watching the first ones.
He showed up in a lot of shit that I really liked.
he was in a lot of stuff. When they announced him as the Hulk, I was like, who is that? And no. But then he was really fucking good.
I think it was something like The Brothers Bloom or something like that. Like he was in a movie like that was really, really good. He's been in some rom-coms and stuff. But he was the first pick. He turned it down, and then they went with Ed Norton for the movie. And then when it came time for Joss Whedon to direct the movie, well, no, Joss Whedon went to direct the movie, and he immediately shut down Ed Norton. He said, "I'm not working with that fucking guy because apparently he's an asshole."
Yeah,
and they're like, "No, I'm not working
I've
with
heard
him."
several stories about how he's just god awful to work with.
Yeah, so they moved on,
A total diva,
and went with someone else, and then they went back to Mark Ruffalo, which paid off really, really well. It's just unfortunate they haven't made Mark Ruffalo led Hulk movies. I think he would have done
what Hulk
fantastic.
movie has been like well received? I should say.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
Well,
thought
so-
the Edward Norton one
he
was
could-
okay.
yeah,
he could do it. I mean, Mark Ruffalo could hold a whole movie, but they're you get from
Definitely-
Disney's standpoint, they're so like picky about.
It's
shit.
not Disney though. It's actually Universal.
Oh, is it?
Universal owns the Hulk rights.
Oh, I
they
didn't
just
know
let
that.
Disney pay
Edward
them
Norton's
to use
Hulk
the Hulk.
movie though was leaps and bounds better than the other one.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh,
Weird in that weird smoke monster phase where between
every superhero villain was a smoke monster.
Yeah, well, between so that movie, the Ang Lee one, he turns like his dad turns into a weird cloud monster, and then
I forgot about that.
Green Lantern, Galactus. Was it No, it wasn't Galactus.
That's
sorry,
two different universes.
it was some other Fearmont that was just a smoke cloud.
Parallax.
It was like a weird cloud monster, and it's like, at what point do you think that works?
I want a good Green Lantern movie so bad
That
because
would be
he's
nice.
he's such a cool superhero.
He
Like
is.
Green Lantern's awesome, but
Well, and they teased him in the Justice League movie. Like, you actually got to see Green Lanterns in the Justice League movie for a second.
Have you ever seen? New Frontier.
yeah, it's really
That's
good.
a really good Green Lantern in that one.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
First Flight's another good Green
First
Lantern
Flight is
movie.
great. That was surprisingly good. But so Sarah has sworn off like the Marvel universe. I don't even know if she's gonna watch Endgame with me.
Wow.
But then she saw like the trailer for Captain Marvel, which she's like, I'm done with Marvel. But then she saw that, she's like, shit, that looks good.
It does.
But God damn it, I might have to see that movie.
Well, I know what's funny is that one of the takeaways that I had watching the trailer recently, because I was blown away by all the shit they showed on her, but then I was kind of laughing because I was like, they showed that Nick Fury really likes cats.
Yeah.
Like, more so than a normal human.
Yeah.
Like, Nick Fury hates everything, and he
Yeah.
was like, I love this kitty.
People were complaining about that. I was like, that's awesome.
I like it. I think it's a character
awesome.
revelation.
Yeah.
It's a character revelation.
Yeah,
Under
yeah.
that,
We really don't know much about Nick Fury.
Yeah,
but
but
now we
surely-
know that he loves cats.
don't.
yeah, he
Yeah.
is a cat man. He is a cat person. Maybe not a
He's
cat man.
everywhere right now too, and I was just thinking like last year, it's like, where the hell is Nick Fury? I mean, when's the last time he had like a cameo or did anything for Marvel?
Yeah, for some. So he did that.
The drive spell.
So if you watched Agents of Shield, like it shows him like he's post Captain America, Winter Soldier, when all the Shield shit falls apart.
Yeah, okay.
They have a cameo scene with him where he tells like Coulson, like, you're in charge now. He ends he's in the last 2 episodes of the first season, I think.
Oh, really?
And he's like, you're in charge now. I'm done. I'm going black. And then he leaves. And that is the last you see of him until that scene in Infinity War.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, they purposely they made the choice to not have him around, and it didn't make sense.
Yeah,
but I
because
was like, okay.
love Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury. Like,
Yeah, it's a
he's
great
amazing.
one. Well, I think
You
they
only
modeled the
have so many years with him left.
Yeah, like
do it.
Yeah, I think they modeled the comic book character design off of the reimagined one.
I haven't looked it up to confirm if it's true, but I heard they actually contacted him before Avengers, and they were like, "Hey, can we use your likeness for the comic books?"
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And then when Avengers,
Yeah, motherfucker.
yeah, and then when Avengers rolled around, they apparently were like, "We're already using your likeness. You want to try out for Nick Fury?" And he was
Yeah,
like,
motherfucker.
"Yeah." He was like, "Hell yeah." He's one of my favorite actors too. I watched him on the Graham Norton show. One of his favorite things to do is watch his own movies because
Really?
Sam Jackson is like, guys, I'm an amazing actor. Like, I love myself. And so, like,
That's awesome.
his favorite thing to do in his downtime is to watch his own movies, and then when they're over, he'll be like, motherfucker, that was good.
Apparently, he doesn't actually turn down roles either. Like, he'll
Yeah.
take anything on. Like, he's fine with it.
Yeah, he will do any
We should call him
role
up.
whatsoever.
Yeah, we should call him up for JANP.
Like, hey, we got an acting role for you.
The episode starts. Surprise, motherfucker!
We can pay you $10 and McDonald's.
Yes.
$10
And a Big Mac.
and a Big Mac. Yeah, motherfucker!
I'm there.
I'm there, motherfucker!
Fucking Wednesday, let's go. He's in a lot of movies I've seen that, like, the movies were terrible, but he was good in the movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah.
I've never even.
I also watched this other
You
movie.
haven't enjoyed Snakes on a Plane yet?
It looked. Too
There's
on the nose
another
for me.
movie where, like,
That whole movie. Let me describe Snakes on a Plane to you guys. Okay, Samuel L. Jackson is like he's one of those plane detective. What are they?
it's a beautiful hot mess.
Yeah. So he's one of those people. It's not. I wanted to say plane detective.
Plane detective.
It's the guys
Plane
that
detective.
hide on the plane and pretend to be like their security, but they're hidden as regular passengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like one of those. And he gets on the
Plane
plane, and there is like the plane is filled with exotic snakes for no fucking reason, and then they all break loose, and the whole movie is this: what are the worst places?
fucking ridiculous.
What are your nightmare places to be bit by a snake? That is where each scene is them getting bit in that location.
Jesus.
So guy sits down to take a shit, gets bit on the ass. Okay,
Oh,
that one right out of the way. Next guy's taking a
Right out
leak.
of the bat.
Snake encompasses his dick and eats it.
Oh.
Okay. Snake to the eyeball.
All right. I'll see.
Wherever it be, it's that, and that's what that movie is like, a checklist of like where does it hurt to get bit by. Like where would it be the worst?
I'll watch it soon.
And it's filled by random ass people. Like Kenan Thompson's in that movie. I'm
What?
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's the one who gets bit on the ass.
Oh, I don't remember him being. It's been years since I've seen it though.
Oh, a chick gets bit on the nipple. Like, on the nip. Like, there's this... So these people are fucking in the bathroom, you know, Mile High Club. She takes them out. Real nice pair of boobies. Nipple bite. Like, right on the nipple. Why? Why? But it's magic. And then you get Samuel L. Jackson screaming the most, like the most iconic line ever is, tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Unless you watch
Snakes on a plane.
Monday to Friday.
when you watch the TNT version, and then he's like, "I'm tired of these Monday through Friday snakes on this Friday through Saturday plane," and I'm like, "What?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not joking."
Oh, that's amazing.
Yep.
That's why. So those movies are great in the theaters, but they're even better on TNT because they do that
It's
shit.
the same thing they did with Die Hard when you watch it on TNT when he's just like, "Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon."
Mr. Falcon. And of course they can't get Bruce Willis to do it, so it sounds nothing like Bruce Willis. Mr. Falcon.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Yep.
Sam Jackson is just like, that guy could do a movie about him eating a Big Mac and we'd be.
Have you seen the video of him reading that children's book, Go the Fuck to Sleep?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
that video's hilarious.
I'm pretty sure Morgan Freeman did that too.
Yeah, and so did Jennifer Garner.
Really?
She did it too. Yeah, they're all really good.
Jennifer Garner, the only thing I like Jennifer Garner in Okay, I don't like Jennifer Garner. That's what I'm gonna say. She has the
she's
most
fine,
muscly, the most muscly cry face I've ever seen in my life. Like every muscle in that woman's face flexes when she cries, and it's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's just highlighted by her face getting redder.
You didn't love her in Elektra?
I had a great night where we were watching the worst movies that the Sci-Fi Channel had to offer. We were just getting drunk, making really bad Gingerbread Man, and Elektra was one of them. We were like watching the second half of Elektra, then this Dolph Lundgren movie where he's like fighting robot zombies came on. We're like,
Oh yes, please!
If you want to watch a terrible sci-fi original, you got to watch Transmorphers: Revenge of the Fallen.
I haven't. Transmorphers: Revenge
Yes,
of the
please.
There is
Yes, please.
there is also a movie called The Terminators, and
The
it's literally
Terminators,
a
I've heard of
complete
that.
ripoff of the Terminator series, except it's just robots that look like the Terminator unskinned.
Have you guys ever seen Blubberella?
I have not seen
No.
Blubberella.
So okay, so of course there's the what is that? It's a vampire series that was on, like, there was a video game originally. It was about a female vampire.
Blood Rain?
Blood Rain. So Blood Rain, like, there's like Blood Rain 1 through 3, maybe 4. Blood Rain 1 had nudity, and it was like awesome softcore, like 80s nudity. Like, guy had a mullet that I've just never
Nice.
appreciated
Wow.
so much in my life. Blood Rain 2, zero nudity, vampires and cowboys.
Nah.
Blood Rain 3, back to nudity, vampires versus Nazis.
Vampire.
Okay.
I
Best
watched
thing
that.
about Blubberella, it is a shot-for-shot remake of Blood Rain 3.
Really?
Except the female actress is no longer the one that they had. She's a fat chick.
Wow.
And there's stupid shit in the background, like there's a fish jumping around. There's a man and a fish guy. So like they're pushing the bad, like not the bad guys, but there's like soldiers, like World War II soldiers walking, and with them is a guy in a fish costume just jumping along with them. And my buddy's like, "Why the fuck is there a fish?" He's just yelling, "Why is there a fish?" They're just terrible, terrible jokes. Like, there's a part where she's fighting this guy in the kitchen, and she pulls a rolling pin out of her vagina. Because,
Wow.
of course, she's fat, so she's carrying
course.
stuff to cook with.
Yeah.
It's incredibly offensive. It's incredibly terrible. But if you're looking for, like, just a gut-cringing laugh, that's it. That's the worst it gets.
I mean, I can't
there.
say I've ever seen someone pull a rolling pin out of their thing.
That's
So-
pretty
Right?
impressive. Pretty impressive.
Right is a weird movie, but if we're talking about bad movies, we did a bad movie day. We watched Birdemic, and then we watched that. Which Birdemic, if you haven't been able to enjoy Birdemic, it's about the end of the world. So the plot is birds get tired of global warming, so they turn on humans to kill them off to save the world.
Okay.
That's one of the ones I haven't seen yet that I've been meaning to see.
Yeah,
Birdemic.
it's about people trying to survive the birdemic. And the best part is like, they're like, okay, we have to go outside. We need to get to that van. Like, they run into, like, the two people run into, oh, that's what happens. The movie starts, a young couple is having sex in a hotel room. Butt juice! Thanks for the lurk, buddy.
Butt juice. Hey.
So she's so they're like, they decide to have sex in the hotel room, so they have premarital sex, and of course when they wake up the bird apocalypse happened. Christian lesson there, don't fuck. Don't premarital fuck, otherwise you're gonna
Yep.
You're going to cause the birdemic.
Yep.
So they wake up, they're in the hotel room, so they leave the hotel room, they're attacked by birds, so they run away. They run into a room that has like a couple of people in there, and they're like, what does the guy say? He's like, yeah, I have a van full of weapons. And they're like, okay, we got to get to the van. What can we use in here to protect ourselves? They each grab a coat hanger and back to back walk to the van, swinging the coat hanger at birds that are just flying like it's just CG birds going like this at them, and they're swinging the coat hangers at the birds.
That's awesome.
And then they get to the van, and the guy doesn't just have like a pistol in the van. He has fucking shotguns, AK-47s. This guy is like what was it, like Bert from Tremors?
Bert Gummer. He's Bert Gummer.
But he's just a sweater vest type of guy. But you get to his van, it's like if Bert loaded his van up, and it was just, and then it's just CG Bird, blood splatter, CG Bird, blood splatter. That movie's amazing. If you have, and then I think the movie, just spoilers, I think the movie ends, the birds just felt they killed enough people and left. Like they're done. They fly off.
They got bored and decided to quit.
They're like, yep, global warming's put off by another 40 years.
I saw a pretty bad movie recently that's highly entertaining. Rad.
I don't know what that is.
It's a BMX, one of the, like, maybe the first BMX movie.
Oh.
It's from the 80s, and it
Okay.
strongly shows, and it's also very low budget, and you can definitely tell.
Is it on Netflix? Can you?
No, it's... I got it. I'll loan it to you.
Oh shit. I don't know what I'm committing to, but
Just
I'm
brace yourself.
slightly into it.
It's not very good.
I'm
Just
into
brace yourself.
movies that are bad, but like they got to be entertaining.
Oh, it's
bad.
entertaining. It's
Okay.
I don't know what to compare it to. It's a montage movie.
Okay.
80s montage.
There's some movies that are just bad.
I mean, you know what Brink? You've seen Brink.
Oh yeah,
Brink
Yeah.
is great.
roller skates.
Like that, but
We're cool.
not as good.
Not as good as Brink. That's
Or
setting
Airborne. I think
You're
Airborne
setting
was
a
another one.
real low bar there.
Yeah.
Brink is like it's. I don't know how to describe Brink.
It's one of the first of that type of movie.
Okay. Because that was a Disney Channel original.
Yep.
Some of those Disney Channel originals are turds, but
Oh yeah.
okay, guys. Well, I think we've gone through the gamut today. We talked nerdy. We talked nerdy to you all. Just remember, guys. I just want you guys to know. So I'll be streaming on Twitch. So I do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Every day at 9 a.m. I'm your morning streamer guy if you're looking for one. I'm
Getting up early.
probably gonna play a little Skyrim. Tomorrow. We are gonna be back. So I'm gonna try on Friday to drop the first episode of D&D on the podcast. So you'll have to go to iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or CastBox. Put a little nerdy in your pocket because it's going to be audio only. And then... my brain stopped. Okay. Follow us on Twitter. Tommy's actually running the social medias on the Twitters. He's twiddling the twist. He's tweeting.
Fun.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. So follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook. I'm still going to try and put our stories up there. I've been a little... out of tune lately, so any new stories for the week
Life's
we're gonna
been
drop
busy
on
for
there.
all of us, so.
Yeah, well, I had to kind of figure some new stuff out. I'm gonna start. Well, I'm helping at the speech program in Grinnell because the individual speech coach actually passed away. Rest in peace. Sorry to hear that happened. So I'm helping out as best as I can. And then I thought my work schedule was gonna change, but my work schedule actually reverted. Like, I took a couple of days off, and now I'm having to work those days again. Temporarily so, but still. So, I thought I was going to have a lot of stuff. Good night, everybody. It's another month until JANP Live again.
Oh, no.
No, it will not be another month, Chris. We're going to try for a week. But we'll talk about kind of some of the nerdy stuff that's coming up there. I might try and catch How to Train Your Dragon this weekend if I get a chance.
I need to get the money to try and catch
Yeah, that one's out. I really, really want to watch that. And then a few other things. But yeah, you can follow us on our social medias. Catch us live every Wednesday at noon. Take a listen out for Monday. I'm going to see if I can find another streamer to interview for the podcast. And then... again, keep an ear out for Dungeons & Dragons. You can find us live on Twitch at twitch.tv/justanothernerdypodcast. You can catch us at YouTube later on if you want to watch the whole thing later. YouTube, just search Just Another Nerdy Podcast. You're going to find this mug holding 2 Surge cans. And then you can download us at iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and CastBox. And then links are going to be in the description down below. Or if you're watching this live, there's buttons down below, guys. And then this Monday, I'm actually going to be revamping the channel art for the page. So if you want to watch me do like a design art stream on Monday, again, starting at 9 a.m., that's what I'm going to start doing. Oh, you can click onto our Discord. It's real quiet in there, guys. So feel free to jump into our Discord and take a listen there. I want to do a huge shout out to Ice Kareem for the host. Don Dominator 64, thanks for watching. Nuggy Meal, thank you so much. Christopher Goodrich, always.
Always.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. We're going to be dropping clips for the podcast all throughout the week. We also have clips of the interview we did with Butt Juice Soup. So if you want, you can catch that on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, CastBox, and YouTube. You can find that interview. It's an hour-long interview. We talk about how he got the name Butt Juice Soup.
I love that
how
name.
he got into Twitch, what advice he has for streamers. He has some pretty good advice. We talk a little bit about social media because I'm just starting to understand Twitter. It's a pain in the ass, but you guys have a great day, and we're going to see you next time.
Put a little nerd in your pocket.
See ya.
Yeah, put a little nerd in your pocket. Be good.